Welcome back to another motherfucking video. Today we're going to be reacting to some philosophy. Marcus Aurelius, the man who solved the universe. I don't know how he solved it. If you ask me, I don't know. Let's just get right into it with everything going on another day with the best community in the community. Let's just get right into it because this shit's about to get good. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I solved the universe too, but I can't tell you the equation. Hey YouTube, you're so cute. I'm yapping. I'm a yapper.
Stoicism takes the position
Stoicism.
that the wise man, the good man, the philosopher, is a man who lives in accordance with nature. He fears only abdicating his moral responsibility. He is not
I'm just playing, sorry.
afraid of pain. He is not afraid of death. He is not afraid of poverty. He is not afraid of any of the vicissitudes of the human condition. He fears
these animations are tough. I'm sorry I keep pausing. I appreciate the little things in life right now. It's a lot going on.
only that he should let himself down and that he should be less than a complete human being.
The philosopher Marcus Aurelius was one of the founding fathers of Stoicism, and he is famous for his book Meditations.
I'm reacting to this because I would say I fall asleep to mostly philosophy videos, and I just like watching philosophy, or I like having it in my ear and just learning about random philosophy for hours and hours and hours, and I mean hours. It's like good topics and good questions and good like thought-provoking stuff too. So I feel like we should talk about stuff like this more, but these are things that are already on my mind anyway. It just helps me further think about it. But I feel like this is good for everybody to just help you think. Like it helps your mental process. Like when your mental processing is like, you can improve it. You can always learn and grow and improve anything you do, even your mental efforts and your mental processes. So I feel like this is important.
The idea of being a great man is kind of nebulous, but there is perhaps no single person in history who has ever been more deserving of that title.
Really?
This is not a self-help video, I promise you that.
Stoicism
but the philosophy that Marcus pioneered and wrote about can be an antidote to so many of the problems that we encounter in modern life. I want to show you why.
Pax Romana, Stoic.
Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor who served from 161 AD to 180 AD. He was the last of the so-called five.
I do remember he would write in his book, and he would like write about a lot of his like experience. I think he had a journal, and he would journal every day. Was that Marcus Aurelius? I think he would journal every day, or was that a different emperor? He would journal every day, and basically he started getting really really self-aware, and he would also like he was the ruler at the time, but he still had like awareness of like he had a deep awareness of like, don't treat people this way because they'll feel like this, or don't do this because this, it was just like a deep understanding. And it's like cool to see that earlier on because we have progressed so much because of technology at this point. But like it's even like somebody else said, it was Joe, he said like the early paintings, like how it went from they were drawing what they seen, and then there became like a self-reflection where they knew, like they started drawing themselves, like they knew they existed, they started drawing their own self. And it's like self-awareness is just such like, I don't know, it's just so cool how it's progressed over time in consciousness and things like that.
Good emperors, and served over a period known as the Pax Romana, or the Roman peace. In fact, when Marcus Aurelius died, the Pax Romana ended.
Really?
Aurelius, when he was emperor, was the most powerful man in the world.
Is that how he looked?
The Romans basically had no concept of the globe outside of their empire, so as far as he was concerned, Marcus was effectively ruler of the world.
Whoa.
In this position, he could have anything he wanted. Precedent had been set. The life of a Roman emperor was basically synonymous with hedonism. That was what Roman emperors did. They indulged in money, sex, wine, and any other pursuit that even vaguely occurred to them. It was practically expected.
Damn.
So any vice the mind could have possibly considered was directly within reach for Marcus Aurelius.
That's y'all indulge in anything that's thrown right in front of you. Whatever's thrown in front of you, you indulge with it, you and take it, and then you just don't even care. You just in whatever your little mind desires, you just go get it.
He was entirely unbound by money, law, custom, or even ethics. No one and nothing would stop him from realizing his wildest desires. But even in those limitless circumstances, Marcus Aurelius chose a life of virtue. He chose to be a good man, and not just in one instant or on one occasion, but every day for all 19 years of his time as emperor. Marcus Aurelius was a fundamentally good man.
That's crazy, bro.
Being good doesn't make you a great person, but imagine staring down the beast of truly unlimited fantasies and declaring, no, I choose virtue.
That's what I was saying earlier. And like, all you are is a being of light, and the body that you have is just an appearance on the surface. All you are is a collection of your traits and habits. That's really all you are. The appearance that you have is not, that shit don't mean shit. You are a collection of your traits and habits and the discipline that you have upon them. Like there's more that goes into it, but if you don't have good discipline on the traits and habits of eating healthy, then your health is gonna deteriorate. If you don't have good traits and habits on keeping your body healthy, like working out, then your body and your muscles will deteriorate. If you don't have good traits and habits to grow and expand your mind will deteriorate. Nothing gets past you. Everything that you do is a decision. And once you do a decision one time, it becomes, it's a trait, it's a habit. Even the first time you do something, you lay down the pathway for it to become a habit and become a trait. So the first time you do something, yes it is.
Praise or fame or admiration, but just for the
sake Matthew, what you ate today?
Good. That is impressive. I mean, consider the circumstances and consider if you were in those circumstances for almost 20 years. Could you consistently, day in and day out, overcome the monster of
probably not every
knowing
day,
that there
not
would be
the whole
no
time.
ramifications
I'll
whatsoever,
fuck up.
no matter what you choose to do? What would you do? How would you act? I know I couldn't follow the example set by Marcus Aurelius, and we know it was a true example because when no one was looking, that's when Marcus was at his best.
Damn. Meditation. I need to meditate more.
Meditation.
I used to meditate a lot. During COVID is when I'll just say it. The first time I ever meditated was on Molly, which is crazy. First time I ever meditated, and everybody's so fucking up. And like me, I was down, like not depressed or anything, but it just was overwhelming. And I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to hear anything. I didn't want to do anything. So I just sat there with my eyes closed. And like every time somebody would come up to me and walk up to me, I was like, give me like 10 minutes. And then they would come back and I'm like, bro, it hasn't been 10 minutes yet. And they'd be like, bro, it's been like an hour. Like, bro, okay. All right, 10 more minutes. No, all right, for real this time though. All right. I meditated there in the same space, in the same spot for like 2 hours, and I didn't move. And I was awake and I was aware the whole time. I heard everything that was going on, but I just had my eyes closed and I was just there existing. And that felt so good. And I meditate. That's the first time I ever meditated. And since then, I meditated really, really hard until like 2022.
Marcus Aurelius. Well, it's not really a book.
I need to meditate
It was Marcus
more,
Aurelius's personal journal. This book is basically Marcus.
Like, I'm sorry that I keep pausing, but like I've had a meditation where I wanted to experience how much energy it took to induce my willpower. Like how much energy it took for me to move like any muscle. Like how much energy it would take for me to think to move a muscle. I tested a lot of stuff. I just practiced stuff. I would just like, it sounds weird, but I would just experiment with my body. No weird shit though. I would just experiment with my body. Like how much, like, I don't think y'all ever really tried that. Laying down when you're extremely tired and trying to like figure out how much mental effort it actually takes. Like you can quantifiably measure how much mental effort it actually takes for you to just lift a muscle, or just to send the signals to your legs, or just send the signals to your hands and move your fingers, or whatever the case may be. Like I wanted to feel real willpower, like how much it would take for me to will the energy to do this, or tell my body like how much I had to think.
Navigating his way through life.
It gets really deep.
No real structure.
But my point was to say that I've had meditations where like I fell through the earth, like I would sink, and it was like in a green pit of energy. I don't know. There's different meditations I had too. Astral projecting. I meditated really hard.
From being vaguely divided into 12 parts, and it's only about 150 pages. Meditations is the title that publishers have prescribed to it. The writings had no title. They were never intended to be read, much less published, by any person at any point other than Marcus himself.
Damn.
They were Marcus Aurelius's deepest confessions and beliefs. With that in mind, Meditations is immensely revealing as to the character of its writer.
Damn.
Because again, Aurelius wasn't writing this for anyone but himself. But despite this seemingly off-the-cuff nature, Meditations is one of the most powerful and most poignant books ever put to paper.
Damn.
Undoubtedly, the best thing to do
It's
is
still
read
old.
Meditations for yourself. There are copies of it in almost every single library and bookstore
I'm
in
gonna
the
read
country, maybe the world. But for the purposes of this video, there are a few ideas in there that I think are really worth examining.
Damn, I ain't gonna lie, that's deep as fuck. Oh my goodness. Don't you see the plants, the birds, and bees going about their individual tasks, putting the world in order as best they can? And you're not willing, I ain't gonna lie, will is such a strong word. And you're not willing to do your job as a human being. Why aren't you running to do what your nature demands? That's deep as fuck. Like, the animals do it and they don't get to complain and they don't get to like fall out of the natural order and they don't get to like, you know, break out and do this and do that. And it's like, why the fuck are you not just doing everything in the best of your nature? Like, why complain? If that's not for you, do something that's more in your nature. Why be mad? If that's not for you, remove yourself from that and do something more in frequency with your nature. That's deep.
Marcus Aurelius believed in living in accordance with nature. By nature, Aurelius was referring to the plants and animals, yes, but also
I'm probably
to
not
the
gaming today.
natural order of the universe. Trees grow because that's what they're made to do. They grow as big as they can and become as beautiful as they can, not because they want praise or are looking for some external validation. But instead, they grow to be powerful and awe-inspiring because that's what they're made to do. That is the natural order.
That's
A caterpillar becomes a butterfly. A frail,
Because
featherless
that's what it's
chick
made to
becomes
do.
an eagle, not because they want to,
That's tough.
but because they are created to. In the same way, Marcus believed that the duty of a human was to fulfill their potential. He did not believe in accumulating things or riches, and we'll talk about that later, or being awarded or given accolades. Nature had made you a human, and with that,
I feel like I'm sorry I keep pausing, but I feel like not the sole duty of a human, but you're definitely supposed to provide some type of service to society, whatever it may be, is your purpose and your individuality. You figure it out yourself, but it makes the whole entirety like of the world. Everybody has to provide some type of service, and everybody has to like. And I also feel like an important thing is like sharing resources. There shouldn't be a hoarding of resources on the earth. Everybody should be sharing resources with each other and things would flow a lot smoother, but not everybody's the same and not everybody's a kind person or a kind-hearted human. But I feel like that's the duty like of humans, to share resources, even knowledge, to share knowledge, because knowledge helps it helps survival, and DNA is just trying to survive. Like your DNA is just doing everything it can to survive. But I feel like the sole duty of humans is to like help provide a service to society and help the next generation of humans after you. What more can you do? What more can you do? We're here to reproduce and survive as best as we can for the next people.
in mind, it
Don't
was
fuck
your
up the
duty
world for them,
on
though.
this
That's not
earth to
fair.
Be the kindest, most virtuous human that you can possibly
I agree.
be.
I agree.
For Marcus, this is the pinnacle of human achievement, an unfulfilled potential. That was the darkest place you could sink to. After all, you can't control anything else. You can't control what the world
Exactly.
throws your way. But
That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry, but that's what I'm saying. All you can control is how you react to what's happening to you. That's the only control you have, is how you respond to the things around you. So if you're as kind as you can be, I'm not saying that everybody's going to be perfect, nobody's made perfect or whatever, but if you're as kind as you can be, the world would be a totally different place. It starts with you, just you. Yes, just you, one person. But if everybody had the same philosophy and ideology, the whole, like even just in a massive amount, like if this wasn't the minority thinking, the world that you experience would be very different, vastly different.
you can control how you react. And no matter what happens, a great person weathers the storm and lives up to their fullest, most virtuous potential.
Damn.
That is your duty as a human.
On people. The people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. They are like this because they can't tell good from evil. Damn.
Marcus Aurelius was an emperor, so although he may have enjoyed sitting around writing all day, that wasn't his job and he didn't write very much. He had to deal with a lot of things and a lot of people.
That's
Above all
crazy.
else, Marcus believed that evil, wicked, or just somehow bad people were simply part of our universe.
I agree.
Asking the
I'm sorry. I agree, but because you won't good doesn't mean anything if it doesn't have an opposition for you to understand. If there's no good, if there's no bad, there's no up if you don't understand down. Everything that's true has a opposite of its polarity. Good has bad so that you can understand good. Up has down so that you can understand up. Like forward has back. Like I'm telling you, everything has an opposite of its polarity if it's true. And if it's like true and universally true, there's always an opposite of polarity.
world to not present you with these people would be like asking a vine to exist without thorns.
If everybody was
That
the
would be
same,
ridiculous.
you wouldn't
There's
appreciate it.
simply nothing you can do, Marcus says. Bad people exist, and in your life, you will encounter them.
It makes you appreciate the
Marcus
good people more.
believed in kindness, though, and he believed that people didn't ever want to do the wrong thing. Instead, when people did the wrong thing, it was simply out of ignorance. You can try to teach these people, sure, but it's just not always going to be an option. So we can't control if the universe sends us the immoral or the wicked or the lazy, and if we can't also help these people, which usually we can't, we just have to put up with it. To
Damn.
do this, Marcus says, you should look inward.
Damn.
He writes to himself, hey, Marcus, you've got faults too. Who are you to judge? Maybe you have
Damn.
different faults than these
Bro, he's
so-called bad people, but Marcus, you have your faults nevertheless. In a different
So
conversation on
self-aware.
a different day, perhaps you, Marcus, would be the ignorant one.
Damn.
And Marcus, it's possible that you just don't understand. He told himself, hey, you can't even be sure that they are doing the wrong thing. The thief who steals to feed his family isn't wrong, you just don't understand.
Facts.
And often in life, you won't understand, and you won't know that you don't understand. So again, don't judge.
Damn.
Ultimately,
and you
Marcus
won't
Aurelius
know
believed
that you don't understand. Oh my
that
God.
we were all born for each other. Over and
Facts.
over, he reminded himself, that is the natural order. A tree grows fruit so animals can eat.
Fact.
Animals die so that worms have food. Just like in the natural world.
That's
we're
what I'm
all
saying.
made-
There's an order, and you have some type of something that you do for society that helps society keep going on a day-to-day basis. Even just you breathing, even just you existing, eating the food that you ate today. Every day that you eat some food, something had to die for you to eat.
to help each other. That is, again, our duty.
You're just not a hunter anymore.
The only true failure in life would be to abdicate this responsibility. So, Marcus, you better do it, and you better do it well.
Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it if you have to with the same weapons
We
or
all
reason
go
which
through
today
adversity, and
arm.
Marcus Aurelius was no.
Damn, I can't read that fast. Which today arm you against the present. Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it if you have to with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present. Does that mean I'm good
We
or
all
no?
go through adversity, and Marcus Aurelius was no exception. But just like encountering bad people, Marcus realized that encountering
Bad
adversity
days?
is simply part of the human condition. Again, you can only control what you can control. So don't pray for bad things not to happen. That is a fool's errand, Marcus told himself.
Damn.
Those things are going to happen, and there's positively, absolutely nothing you can do about it. But what you can control, Marcus, is you can control how you react to them. You can control if you are
Facts.
ready to meet adversity when it comes, and it will, Marcus says.
Face
you know
adversity with
that it
positivity.
will. When that day arrives, don't be sad because something bad happened. Don't feel bad for yourself. Don't mope. Instead, feel fortunate that you have the tools and the spirit to make it through unscathed.
Damn.
Marcus tells himself, bear these events as a brave man. Go through adversity with bravery and come out on the other side. When you do, realize that this supposedly bad thing was not bad at all. It was simply an opportunity to persist, to rise above, to keep going forward.
Damn, he's different.
Marcus Aurelius says when these events come, don't complain. Act. Endure. You can either endure something or you can't. So what happens if and when that unendurable thing comes your way? Don't disgrace yourself, Marcus, he says. All men die, but not all men die complaining.
Damn. Yo, I have to read his stuff more. Oh my God. Receive wealth or prosperity without arrogance and be ready to
Marcus
let it
Aurelius
go.
was a man of enormous wealth, but he did not believe this was inherently a problem. Marcus did not vilify material possession like some other philosophers have throughout history, but instead he was cautious with his relationship to the things that he owned.
Bro.
Marcus Aurelius could have had anything he wanted: money, houses, art, wine, but he chose not to.
Oh my God.
Instead, he said, Marcus, don't dream of physical things that you want. These are meaningless. They don't fulfill your potential. Only you can do that.
Bro.
Reflect on what you do have and value these things. Remember how much you would want them if you didn't have them. But be careful, Marcus, he tells himself, not to value them so much that you would be despondent if they just disappeared.
Damn.
They don't matter. They're nice, but they don't matter.
Like, you can appreciate them. Like, don't be, because you would want them if you didn't have it. But don't put everything on there. Don't put your eggs in that basket, because if you lose it one day, you have to keep living and keep being happy. Damn.
Prove you as a person. They don't make you more virtuous or more kind. Your potential is not accumulating things,
Facts.
Marcus. No, the human potential is higher than that. You must live in accordance with nature.
Soon you will have forgotten all things, and all things will have forgotten
Marcus Aurelius
you.
spent a lot of his time thinking about death.
He's
so
too
much
smart,
so that it would
bro.
be impossible to make this video without discussing his opinions.
Is
on
he
the
one of the
subject.
most well, I know he's a philosopher, like one of the most, like one of the first, not first philosopher, like, is he classified as one of the most intellectual men of all time? I know Albert Einstein and people like that who have conquered some real quantum physics and shit. But like this level of self-awareness, is he not classified as like one of the, I want to know if YouTube might know or something. Is he not classified as one of the like most intellectual people of all time?
And his views on death were simple. It's coming
I mean,
whether
yeah,
you
it
like
has
it
to be
or
philosophy
not.
and stoicism.
He tells himself time and time again, it's outside of your control, so don't waste your time fearing death or fretting over mortality. Just like nature has assigned us to be good, to help one another, and to reach our fullest potentials, nature has assigned us to die. Death is a duty. So while you're here, live, be kind, be good, fulfill your role in nature, and then die.
Damn.
Because death is also part of that role.
Facts.
Marcus Aurelius, along with a couple other men, was a forebearer of the philosophy known as Stoicism. The Stoics believed in many things. Their school of thought covers logic, ethics, physics, and a whole lot more. But there is one distinction that lies at the core of the Stoic philosophy: the distinction of pleasure versus happiness. Money, fame, even success were external stimuli that provided fleeting moments of pleasure, but this wasn't happiness. Happiness was not so temporary. The concept of happiness was something more. It was a state of being that came entirely from within. It didn't come from being an emperor like Marcus Aurelius. It didn't come from any worldly things. The Stoics said to achieve happiness, you should live a life of virtue. You should continue to better yourself
These
and
are
become
so
all
tough.
that you possibly can. The only failure, the only true pain, the only true sadness, the only thing worth fearing is to let yourself down by not achieving your potential.
Damn.
Because and only because being great is your duty. Being great is in your very nature.
Damn, twin. W video. I ain't gonna lie. That was amazing. I didn't know that Marcus Aurelius's philosophy was that deep. I feel like I was thinking of somebody else when I was talking about the book at the beginning. I forget who though. But definitely after this, I'm definitely going to study Marcus Aurelius more, because this is amazing. And for somebody that early on to have that level of self-awareness, that level of discipline, when you have no TikTok to tell him, hey, this works, or hey, this works. Nobody guided him into, hey, you should be doing this. Like, that's how you know. I ain't gonna lie. That's how you know. W video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for being here and reacting with us, YouTube. And I guess good night and Godspeed. And until next time, YouTube, that's why we're